What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, Demo's Diecast. Thank you guys for joining us today. Hope everybody's having a great week so far. Hunting has been kind of non-existent. I've been to a few stores, not a lot stocking, but luckily we did have some mail calls coming in this week, so we will get into those today. As you can see in the back here, we have quite a bit of S15s. We have a Pandem S15, we've got a Top Secret S15, two Liberty Walk S15s, the HKS S15, and a Vertex S15 over here. So today's video is going to be the Focal Horizon white Nissan Silvia S15 with the Rocket Bunny kit and the high drift spoiler. So this thing is really, really, really nice. Just looking at it, obviously in package, crazy. So this was a eBay pickup and did come from China. Unfortunately, again, it is not licensed, so that is a bummer. But the car itself looks amazing. Doesn't look like they have any branding as far as Pandem or even Nissan on it. So let's get this open and take a quick look and see what we got. So there it is. Man, this thing is so nice. The detail on it is just crazy. Really impressed. Wow. Insane. Yeah, I kind of at a loss for words. The quality looks really great. We do have another Pandem example, like I mentioned, the black Pandem S15. That's a Mini GT back there. So let's take a close look at this Focal Horizon, and then afterwards we'll give it a little compare to the other Rocket Bunny S15 we have, and see the difference in the quality in between the manufacturers. So zoom in here. So right off the bat, you notice that pearl white paint, extremely nice. Really nice. I don't see, look at the gloss and you see the reflection of my light there. I don't see any imperfections, scratches, anything like that. Hood looks amazing. No imperfections or anything there. Let's take a look at the side and the fenders, door, front fender, quarter panel looks great. I mean, yeah, the paint is on point with this model. Really nice. Cannot complain whatsoever so far. So let's start with the side. You do have your nice Rocket Bunny over fenders. No paint for the rivets, but you do get the indentations there, which show off the rivets, so that's pretty sick. This part here is like a cutout. So I don't know, I'd kind of like to see that maybe like cut straight and not molded in, but not too bad. All in all, pretty sick. Wheels are pretty sick. Looks like we got a gap there, so this might be a roller once we get it off. But you do have a nice brake caliper back there, as well as a rotor behind, so that's super dope. Take a look at the side. Door handle detail looks pretty good. Like, I mean, you can tell it's a door handle. You've got an indication of a keyhole. Mirrors, rigid mirrors look good. Side skirts, nothing crazy. You do have your rear over fenders with, again, the indentations for the rivets. So that's a nice detail, nice touch. Gas cap obviously is not covered, otherwise you wouldn't be able to get that open, so that's pretty accurate. Take a look at this rear. You've got a rear diffuser, or like a side kind of arrow piece, and you've got all of the painted bolts that would hold that on, so that's crazy. Really good attention to detail there. Take a look at the rear. You do get a rear diffuser on this with a dual exhaust out of the center. Rear bumper is going to be cut a little bit higher because you have that diffuser, so good detail there. Nothing on the license plate, so if you wanted to put a water slide on the license plate, you could. Again, no Nissan branding here. You don't see S15, Silvia, Nissan, anything like that on the rear. You don't see Pandem anywhere on the car. Lens taillights look great. Like that little bit of a flaw right there, but it's only because we're zoomed in so much. You really can't see that from afar. Taillights look amazing. There's no overglue. They're not cloudy. They're not crooked. Same with this side. Just really, really, really good quality on that. So I'm really impressed. Super happy with that. The way that the spoiler like mounts to the deck lid is like, I get what they're trying to do with like a base that would bolt onto that. It just, I don't know. I think that was poorly executed. I think they could have just done the risers straight to the deck lid. So that's kind of, I don't know. It just doesn't look good, but not the end of the world. The spoiler looks extremely fragile. The uprights are super thin, like really, really thin. So any type of contact with these is probably going to break that. So this is something you'd have to be extremely careful with. The spoiler does look nice and level though, so that's really nice. Like good detail, good quality there. No rear defrosters on the window, but you do get your windshield wiper down there. Back seat and the rear, like I guess paneling or whatnot, where the speakers would be. All good detail there. Take a look at this side. Caliper is smaller in the rear than it was in the front. You still get a smaller rotor as well, but you still get a rotor back there. So really, really nice. Again, same thing on this side. Like I said, the only thing I really noticed, let's take a look at the front. I did notice that they have the Silvia lightning bolt there, but nowhere on the car are they using any type of branding, Nissan or Pandem. So I guess that's how they're getting around being a non-licensed company. You do get a front mount here in this grill, but compared to some other brands that we've seen, that front mount could be better. You can tell your end tanks don't go to any piping or anything like that, and then it's all silver around it. I think this should have been black, and they leave the intercooler silver, but still really good detail. You got a really nice front splitter on there with your, I can't think of what these are called right now, but it's basically like a strut that, not a strut, but it's just like a pillar, or, man, I can't think of the word right now. I'm at a loss, but anyway, it adds rigidity to your front splitter, so that when you're at speed or whatnot and the wind's pushing down on this is going to hold it up and keep it level. You do get your indications of LEDs for your turn signals there. Headlights on this model look amazing, like crazy. By far, they probably have the best headlight that I've seen on an S15. Again, super clean, super clear. There's no glue. Fitment is on point. Same with this side. Everything is just spot on. The hood, pretty dope there that they've got some venting, and it is, so it's not cut out. It looks like it's cut out, but this is actually just black paint. But this is the most realistic hood venting that I've seen on a car in a long time. So super cool there. Toyo Tires branding on the windshield. Take a look at the interior. I don't see anything too crazy. It looks like it has good detail as far as like the texture on the seats. The steering wheel is definitely like a three-prong wheel, so you've got your sides and then you're down. But no decals or anything in there to make it stand out or to make it pop. No paint or anything like that. I do not see a cage either. So all in all, this model is sick. And on our base here, it is a limited edition Focal Horizon Silvia S15, number 441 of 999. So let's get this off of the base and do our roll test, and then we'll take a look at this one compared to the other Pandem that we have, and the rest of them we won't really compare to since these are two wide bodies, but let's take a look at that real quick. All right, so there it is off the base. We will take a quick look at the base just to see. So decent detail underneath. It is a plastic base, so it's not a metal base. So that is a downside. It is screwed together, and yep, that rear screw is covered by the rear diffuser. So that's a little disappointing. You would have to pop that diffuser off if you wanted to take this apart and wheel swap it. But you do get a nice stand-style wheel. You can see the spacer here on this rear wheel is going to be wider than it is on the front wheel. So that's going to space it out for that rear fender and make it nice and flush. But it looks like we are going to get a roller out of this. So let's get this on the ground and see. And yes, so it rolls forward. Does not want to roll backwards, but forward it rolls smoothly. Forward this side it also rolls smoothly. The rears are going both front and forward and backward, but for some reason the fronts do not want to go back. So all in all, not a huge deal. Still pretty good quality, actually great quality, and really, really great detail on this model. So super happy with the pickup. We'll throw this over here, and then we'll take a quick look. Actually, we'll bring both of them up so we can look at our two Pandems side by side. So there you see what I was mentioning with the intercooler. The Mini GT got that intercooler right, where you have, obviously you have your Greddy printing, but then your end tanks go, and you can kind of see them go off into the piping, whereas these end tanks just kind of end. But front bumper, pretty much all the same. They both have the nice front splitter. You don't get your splitter rods on this one. I guess that's the term I was looking for the rods. I guess they're splitter rods or whatnot. I know there's a specific term, but I just can't think of it right now. Headlight wise, I'm going with the Focal Horizon. I think this has a much nicer headlight, cleaner, and I think it's more to the actual shape of the S15. But this is not a terrible headlight, but it's definitely, I think the Focal Horizon has the nod there. There's no Silvia badge on the front hood of this one. Take a look at the sides. So let's see. Fender wise, so your rivets on the Mini GT are not as pronounced. They're not as indented. Actually, the detail what I was talking about on the fender of this one is actually even worse on the Mini GT. Like, it just goes into it, and the indentions are like barely there. So door handle wise, I think the nod on that one is going to go to the Focal. So far this Focal Horizon is making this Mini GT look kind of bad. Let's take a look at the rear tail lights. The Mini GTs aren't terrible, but I think this is more of a true, the Focal Horizon is more of a true Silvia S15 tail. Both get the rear diffuser there. I will give the nod to Mini GT on that, as they cut a hole in their diffuser so that if you wanted to take the car apart, you could. Same type of spacing on that rear wheel, where you have a larger space to fit the wider fenders in the rear. You do get the duck bill on the Mini GT versus the high rise on the Focal. You do get a cage in the Mini GT, no cage in the Focal. Neither are going to have the defrosters, and no rear windshield wiper on this one either. But yeah, side by side, you do get all your branding on the Mini GT, whereas the Focal has no branding. And personally, I think I like the wheels better on the Focal. And you're not going to get brake calipers or brake rotors on the Mini GT. So exhaust, I will give the nod to the Mini GT. I don't prefer the dual exhaust, although it's not terrible. It's well executed. But I just prefer the single exit exhaust out one side or the other. And base wise, Mini GT is going to be a little bit more detailed, and Mini GT is also a metal base compared to the plastic on the Focal. So yeah, this is a tough one. There's each of them have their pluses and minuses, but overall, I think I'm going with the Focal Horizon. It's just a much better casting. It's way more detailed. Quality looks a little bit better. Weight is definitely better on the Mini because it's got the metal base. You do get the branding on the Mini, but all in all, I think the Focal is a better casting. Price-wise, the Mini GT, I think these are still floating around like $14.99, $15.99 max. The Focal Horizon was $35, I believe, and that was with free shipping. Does come from China, but it was free shipping, so didn't have to incur any extra expense there. But I'm going with the Focal Horizon on that one, guys. Like, yeah, they did a great job. It's a beautiful car, so I'm super happy to add that one to the collection. That's really, really nice. And yeah, we'll keep it moving. So we do have, like I said, some other S15s back here, but the main comparison I wanted to do was between the two Rocket Bunnies. These guys are just out here hanging out. So, man, thank you guys for tuning in. Let me know in the comments what you thought about the comparison between those two. If you're with the Focal or if you're with the Mini GT. Yeah, the Focal really, really killed it. I'm super happy with it. So thank you guys again for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like button. Again, drop a comment down below. Share the video. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Again, thank you to all the returning viewers and subscribers. And shout out to all the first-time viewers. And check back a couple days. We'll have another one up for you guys as we have a couple mail calls coming in tomorrow and possibly the day after. So thanks again, guys, and we'll see you soon. One love.